complete darkness. No colors, no views, no beauty, just pitch black. If you were blind, ask yourself how badly you'd want to see. If pushing yourself to your limits could give you sight, would you do it? If there was a cure, would you let anything stand in your way? Would you risk the haters and the critics to see again? Do you really want to succeed? Would you really care if they mocked you, laughed at you, pointed at you, or badmouthed you? Would you be concerned about your extreme goal, or just embrace the extreme work? What if you had to learn hurt, trust pain, and embrace struggle? Would you still be concerned with being realistic? Would you still figure your odds and calculate your chances? If you had to spend more time planning your workouts and less time planning your weekends, would it even be a tough choice? If the cure for blindness was humility and pain, would you go for it? If the cure for blindness was looking foolish, would you risk it? If seeing again took a fight, would you start swinging? If the cure was doing things you can't do, would you attempt them? If a few extra hours, a few more drops of sweat, and a little bit more blood was all it took, would you claim your sight? Do you really want to succeed? Then choose to be blind and do whatever it takes to see. Because if you don't, then you're just blind anyway. There once was a man with a dream so deep within him that he breathed it, he spoke it, and he lived it. And one day a blindfold was placed over his eyes and he was led to a massive tree. When he took his blindfold off, he stood face to face with unexpected instructions. The first man to cut down their tree will be given their dream. This man would develop a strategy. He would eye one spot and repeatedly strike that same spot with his axe. He would never miss his mark. He would be meticulous, and little by little, chunks came out and progress was made. But as time went on, his hands became bloodied. They were split open, blistered. He was in pain, he was tired. But in the distance, he could hear that his competitor was still swinging. He looked at the damage of his own tree, and it seemed to be so little, but the sounds of his competitor seemed as motivated as ever. He would rest, and he could hear his competitor's axe swinging. When he stopped to sharpen his axe, his competitor was swinging. Even when he took a moment to catch his breath, he could hear his competitor in the distance, strike after strike against the tree. And for hours this continued until the man heard the worst sound of his life. The sound of a tree, his dream, came smashing to the ground in the distance. He had lost. And as he drew near to the fallen tree, he saw his competitor for the first time. He was no bigger than he was. He was no stronger than he was. And as expected, he was completely exhausted, completely drained. His hands were bloody. There were dried tears and dirt on his face. But what he saw next caused his stomach to drop. The champion reached up to his face and removed his blindfold. The man was stunned. He demanded that the champion explain himself. Why are you wearing a blindfold? And the champion began to explain that the more he saw his results, the more he would lose hope. But when he put the blindfold back on, when he could no longer see the chunks, the chips, and the dents he made, his faith only grew stronger. Every swing, he just knew he had to be getting closer. And when his body wanted to stop, he couldn't stop because his gut told him that the tree was going to fall at any moment. Listen, don't get this wrong. You've heard it said that you need to want to succeed as badly as you need to breathe, and that is amazing imagery. But as the man learned when chopping away at the tree, the secret to success isn't just who wants it more. Don't be fooled. Success is not just taking it one step at a time. It is not just brick by brick. And success is not like chopping down a tree one chop at a time. It's doing it blindfolded. Listen, you don't always have the luxury to see results. You don't always have the opportunity to see the dents, the chips, and the chunks coming out of your tree. So often, all you can do is swing and hope and believe. If you want to succeed, then you must choose to be blind. You need to understand this. Choosing to be blind is a decision to not have to see, to not even desire to see, and to be able to completely ignore the results while you're in the fight. That is faith. It's making a choice to become blind.
Lay. Sir. Yeah.
Kane is in the building, nigga.
Alright, already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up. The show goes on. Alright, already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up. The show goes on.
Have you ever had the feeling that you was being had? Don't that shit that make you mad? They treat you like a slave, put chains all on your soul and put whips up on your back. They be lying through they teeth, hope you slip up off your path. I don't switch up, I just laugh, put my kicks up on they desk, unaffected by they threats, then get busy on they ass. See, that's how that Chi-Town made me, that's how my daddy raised me. That glittering may not be gold, don't let nobody play me. If you are my homeboy, you never have to pay me. Go on and put your hands up, when times is hard you stand up. LUP the man, cause a brand that the fans trust. So even if they ban us, they'll never slow my plans up.
Already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up. The show goes on. Alright, already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up. Lay. Sir.
Kane is in the building, nigga.
Alright, already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up. The show goes on. Alright, already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up.
slip up off your path. I don't switch up, I just laugh. Put my kicks up on they desk, unaffected by they threats. Then get busy on they ass. See, that's how that Chateau made me. That's how my daddy raised me. That glittering may not be gold, don't let nobody play me. If you are my homeboy, you never have to pay me. Go on and put your hands up. When times is hard, you stand up. LUP the man, cause a brand that the fans trust. So even if they ban us, they'll never slow my plans up.
Already the show goes on all night till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up. Show goes on alright. Already the show goes on all night till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up.
One in the air for the people ain't here. Two in the air for the father that's there. Three in the air for the kids in the ghetto. Four for the kids that don't wanna be there. None for the niggas trying to hold him back. Five in the air for the